I enjoy that.
Yes, it does. I mean, you know, Neal, he's normally into acid rock and all that stuff anyway.
I
so
it was like in that
hair, Metallica, Slayer, Death Blow, Duran.
Yeah. Club, yeah.
I hear you. Well, hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to our July 13th edition of Sports Chat with Neal and Wally. We appreciate everybody watching, and hope y'all had a great weekend. And as you can see, Neal is off. He's gallivanting down in Miami, man, Fort Lauderdale.
It seems like he's always on vacation somewhere.
It is. And you know a little bit about the Miami area.
Yeah, I spent some time in the Fort Lauderdale area.
Oh my goodness, but anyway, just wanted to welcome Brian Meadows. Of course, Brian's been on the show a few times, and he is a Troy native, and he was our first Major League Baseball player from Troy, Alabama. And Brian played 10 seasons, a bunch of stadiums and stuff. And tonight, we're actually going to go into some of those old stadiums. So I'm pumped that you're here, and I know a lot of people out there.
You bringing up some of these old stadiums, I know you said something about your dad. Brought that up to you, and I tell you what, it's probably the first time anyone's ever asked me about or going to talk about some of those old stadiums. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I can't wait to that segment, man. Especially there's two I'm definitely going to ask you about: the Astrodome, and then the Met Stadium, because I always heard Shea Stadium, because I always heard there were gigantic rats in there and stuff, man.
Well, if anyone has never seen a subway rat, you are
okay.
They're impressive.
Let's see, nothing showing up. Let's see, I hear the phone ringing. And yeah, I think they called the wrong desk, Ben. But anyway, we're gonna get deep into some of those old stadiums and stuff. But Brian's changing tunes here. What actually happened 40 years ago today, July the 13th? What actually happened? And it took place in the USA and Europe.
Well, you know what? If you would have asked me that without us talking about it, I would have no clue, because I never realized it was that long, but it was Live Aid.
Live Aid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I won't never forget, I was a little kid, but we got to watch it on MTV, and they would show one segment of the bands playing in Philadelphia, and then the other bands in Europe playing in Wembley Stadium. Yeah, and that was the coolest thing, basically because Led Zeppelin came back to play.
Oh, they had everyone there.
Man, Black Sabbath with Ozzy
and you know, we were talking about it. The movie about Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody. It shows at the end of the movie. It shows like original clips of Live Aid and everything. And you know what? I do remember it, not very well, but I do remember watching a little bit of it live. But I can't believe it's been 40 years.
Hey, I will say this. I remember listening to Howard Stern one time, and he had Billy Joel on there. And they were talking about Live Aid, and Howard Stern asked me, he said, why didn't you go to Live Aid? And his response was, they never come.
But he was about the only one
that didn't go. But anyway, hey, yeah, and also I got to throw this one at you. What happened 50 years ago last week?
I've seen a lot of commercials or really kind of advertisements about it, upcoming interviews with Spielberg and all.
Oh, yeah,
Jaws.
okay, Jaws, man.
And I was looking forward. I was wanting to watch that. He was, just some of the things he was. Actually, one of the segments he said that was like his first big movie, or his first director role. Mm-hmm. And he said they had so many issues, and he thought that, he said, man, my first movie is going to be my last one. He thought it would never work, and then look at us 50 years later, that's still
man.
Scares.
Yeah, Neal, last week Neal was talking about he saw some interview, and when they made that mechanical shark, Bruce, the first runs of it was so good because they were using it in a big old pool, and it worked great. And then when they stuck in all that salt water, it started malfunctioning, and oh my goodness, it was
I tell
the
you
worst.
That movie, it is terrified many a kid that has ever
Oh, yeah.
set foot in the ocean. That's for sure.
Well, and I also kind of touched on this last week that, man, there's just not any really good movies that come out anymore. But you and I went to go get a Blizzard and a
Superman.
Superman.
Yeah,
I wanted to say the Ziggy Pig. What I eat?
The Ziggy Piggy, the banana split. Yeah.
Hey,
No,
before you talk about Superman, tell the audience about me and my.
No.
How long does it take me to eat my?
No, I mean that's something that we, every now and then, especially when it's hot, let's go get a Blizzard from Dairy Queen, and I know my little girls enjoy going. And the first time I asked Wally, he orders a banana split. I'm thinking, okay, well, you just don't see too many people with banana splits anymore. He ordered his. The girls and I placed our order, and Wally got his banana split, and before they could make a couple Blizzards, he's already throwing it away. And I was, good night. And I was looking around to see if maybe he had dropped some of it, but I've never seen a banana split or any ice cream for that matter be eaten that fast. My girls thought it was the
That was
funniest
pretty
thing.
funny.
And I think they wasted the lid when they put it on there, but
Oh, my goodness.
it was impressive, and it actually has happened on more than one occasion. So it wasn't just a one-time deal.
That's a lot of fun treat when we do that. But anyway, we were there, and you saw that Superman post. So. And I didn't know it was coming on because you asked me, was I going to go? And I'm like, I saw it back in the 80s.
Yeah, obviously this is going to be a remake. It's not going to be the original. And, I'm looking forward to it. I like it with, when the original Superman came out, obviously the special effects were cutting edge for that time.
Oh, yeah.
But nowadays, it's just amazing. And I grew up a Superman fan, and, I'm looking forward to going. I was trying to talk some kids into going. I think it came out this past Friday night, so I'm sure we'll go down as soon as we can and catch that, and maybe we'll wait till the end of the month and catch the Superman and Happy Gilmore 2 at the same
I got
day.
to see that Happy Gilmore too.
Pretty fun little trip.
I've been seeing the commercials. Well, I think Happy Gilmore is coming out on Netflix. It's not going to be.
Is it not going to be in the?
I don't, unless Ben, if you know, tell me. But I thought it was going to be on Netflix. But
well, you know what? I'm going to watch it no matter what. There's no telling how many times I've seen Happy Gilmore and still laugh at the same things. Adam Sandler is just hilarious.
Yeah, I tell you, the best part about that movie was that Ben Stiller, the guy that
the orderly.
The order. Who else is tired?
All of his, the caddy makes me laugh. It's just, I've seen some commercials with Shooter McGavin in it and all, and it's just those guys played a great role, and it's kind of that little childish humor, but it cracks me.
Yeah, and Tiger Woods in this one, I think he's Chubb's son or something. I don't know.
There's no telling. Once that crew gets together, they come up with some.
Oh my
some
goodness!
Ideas,
oh yeah,
it is fun to watch.
Unbelievable. Well, hey man, I tell you what's also going to be fun to watch. Guess what's going to happen a couple days from now?
What you got?
All-Star game, man, baby.
Yeah.
All-Star, July 15th.
You got the Home Run Derby tomorrow night, and that's always fun to watch. It's just amazing. These guys that go up there, the power that they have, but I enjoy watching that. And if you'll watch this too, what a lot of people don't know is each participant in the Home Run Derby, all throughout the year, they bat in certain groups of batting practice, and that group has the exact same batting practice pitcher. So most of these guys will fly in their batting practice pitcher from home. So as one of their coaches or coaching staff, or they might not even be an on-the-field coach. They might just be employed by the stadium or by the team. They'll come out and they throw batting practice. So it actually is, it's kind of a lot of fun for everyone. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to that Home Run Derby and then the All-Star Game. It should be it's always entertaining. It's it's not really so much an exhibition game like a lot of the other sports, because there's actually, the winner,
gets to host it first.
It's usually like the home field advantage or something. There's a lot that goes into it. It's not just going to be an exhibition game. These guys are out to win.
It's amazing, Brian, that those balls that they hit, those home runs. I've always said they got to have cork bats. I mean, they hit those balls.
It's unbelievable at how good these guys are, and I understand they're using wood bats, but they're still hitting it. You know, when that thing comes off the bat at 110, 112 miles an hour, and these guys are strong, they know how to hit, and you know, they make it look a lot easier than what it actually is.
I always wanted to know how fast that pitcher is throwing for those home runs. Are they just lobbing it, or are they?
Basically, I mean, you might be throwing in the vicinity of 80-ish, somewhere in there. But if you watch them, you know, they can put every single pitch in the same spot. And these guys, you know, they know where the guy likes it. It might be inside on this guy. He might, you know, down and in. It might be up and in. They know where to throw it. And this might be the only part where it is just a pure exhibition. Let me just go out and put on a show for the fans, because, I mean, you know, it may look like they're tired, but they can do this kind of stuff all day long.
All day long, yeah.
That's just how good these guys are.
Well, who do you like this year in the All-Star game? It seems to me the American League always beats the National
American League is it's not as much now. It's a closer game than what it was, but used to, when I was there, the National League was more of a bunting, get them over, get them in, kind of small ball baseball. American League kind of lived and died on the home runs, but that American League, if you start stacking them up, it looks like a very even matchup. But those American League guys, man, there's something about them. They're tough to beat in some of these kind of things.
So you like American League to win?
I want to see the National League win just because I was mainly a National League guy, but when you sit down and look at it, it's going to be incredibly hard, and I think that you know, American League might have a little bit of an edge.
Yeah, and speaking of the All-Star,
I say that it's baseball. You never can tell. You know, they could play this game 5 straight nights, and you know, one team could win all 5. You know. You never can tell in the game of baseball. I mean, they're going to go out and I guarantee you each side is going to do everything they can to win.
Well, in the selection of the All-Star participants, is that a bonus in their check, or is it?
Some of them.
Because it's a popularity contest mainly.
Well, see, that's yeah. I mean, it is. You're voted in a lot of it by the fans, and then you got your bigger media kind of hubs like your New Yorks and Atlanta and LA and things like that. Yeah, but some of them might have it in their contract if they make the All-Star, they get a bonus, which is kind of crazy to me, but they do. When I was there, I'll keep jumping back and forth. Like you said earlier, it is an exhibition game. So when they started putting, okay, well, the winner's going to get home field advantage, that's when the players, and this was back when I was there, we said, hold up, you know, that's all fine and dandy, but you got to keep in mind that these teams are selected by the fans, not, so why are you putting, you know, home field advantage in a World Series is a big deal. You know, that gives an advantage to that team. So we said, that's fine. If you want to do that, then let the players pick who's going to be on the team, and if that's the case, why does every team have to have a representative? You know, no offense, but some of these weaker teams might not have the guy that really and truly deserves to be there, when you might have the Yankees or a Mets or a Braves or Dodgers or somebody that they've got 2 or 3 guys left off because they have to represent every other team. So, you know, we tried to, and of course they balked at that, but we said if we're going to put, little rules and things in it. Why don't you let the players do it?
That player. So that's did they change that? They
No, it's still picked on or picked by the fans. So, you got guys that honestly are just huge fan favorites. They might have been hurt most of the year. I've seen guys that were hurt the entire first half, but they're such fan favorites and they've been there for so long. They get voted on the All-Star team, and in the rules and the way they do it now, there's nothing wrong with it. But from a player standpoint, I still think that if you're going to put things like home field advantage in play, then you need to kind of change the way you select teams and let the players do it. Because honestly, they know better than a lot of they see it on a daily basis.
Man, I remember as a kid my favorite player at the time was Bob Horner. Remember him with a mullet, and he didn't get selected to the All-Star game one time. It upset me so bad.
Well, I tell you what, it's not the easiest thing in the world to get one of those All-Star selections, but yeah, I mean, it's some of them. I mean, you get some of these guys that's been selected 18, 19-time All-Star, 20-year All-Star.
Derek Jeter, come on, he wasn't nothing, man.
Come on, Derek Jeter is honestly what every young player and shortstop should always try to be like Derek Jeter. He was probably the classiest and hardest working player I've ever played against, but he was
a good
incredibly
guy.
down to earth, called you by name, played the game the right way. I tell people this all the time. I mean, the guy played his entire career in New York with that media, and you never heard of a Derek Jeter scandal, never heard anything bad
So
about
he
it.
was
He's an outstanding guy, and he was. It was an honor to play against him, and
You pegged him one time, didn't you?
I don't know if I ever hit him. If I hit him, he probably deserved it. But, but it was fun to play against people like him.
The reason I was telling you, there was a site that I found, and actually your daddy's the one that told me about it. We were doing Jeannie had wanted a folk art painting of you, and I painted all the figures that you struck out that went to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And your dad told me where this site was, and I went to it. And folks, this is no joke. You can go and see every pitch Brian threw, and it will tell you the temperature, if it was raining, where the foul ball went, how many pitches he threw.
It was on AstroTurf.
If it was on Astro, it was the craziest thing. But if he hit somebody, it said pegged or something. So I think I saw Derek Jeter pegged
I
or
didn't
something.
hit very many people, and I hit a few, but like I said, they probably deserved it.
Yeah, you hit me with a wiffle
See,
ball
that's the
one time.
difference in the game now compared to the game when I played.
Yeah.
We would hit people on purpose, and it sounds bad to say it, but we had to send a message to that team, and they knew it was coming. Umpires knew it was coming. Everybody knew it was coming, but you had to do it in a way that, first of all, you send a message, but you never hurt. You aim for the ribs or the hip, and you basically tell them, okay, enough's enough, and that it ends right here.
I tell you,
And 99% of the time, it was fine. But then you get one person that has to,
man, I'll tell you one person I wouldn't want to get hit by, Randy Johnson. Good gosh.
I wouldn't want to get hit by 95% of these pitchers today. I was watching the game, the Braves game, a couple nights ago. They were in Sacramento playing the A's, and they had a kid come in throwing 103, 104 miles an hour. And I was just going, man, I just don't see how your arm can do that. But these guys, it's just unbelievable at how hard these pitchers are throwing these days.
Yeah, that's weird, and that's something I'd love to ask you about, because when I followed you, of course, everybody in Troy followed you all your career. The years that you played, Brian, the majority of the pitchers, including yourself, y'all either threw in the high 80s, low 90s. I mean, and that was everybody. And now it is everybody's in the – what happened? What happened?
I don't –
Steroids?
No, steroids are not. I mean, steroids, honestly, they were probably more used back in that day than they are now. But it's just,
Is it?
when I was there, the average major league fastball was probably 90, between 89, 91, something
Yeah,
like
I mean that was
your starting pitcher. Then your closers would come in throwing 95, 97-ish. Now, everyone, when your starting pitcher throws harder than your closer, it's unbelievable how the game has changed in that. I mean, basically, you took a position like a closer role that was already incredibly hard, and you made it harder because now you're not up there throwing something that the guys haven't already seen. But
Wow.
how these kids are throwing as hard as they are, and it's just, a lot of it has to do with the analytics that they have and all the video and all the science that goes into everything. And some of it, I mean, it's just, I guess the way kids are built, it's just God-given talent. But you can throw, used to a 95-mile-an-hour fastball was unbelievable. Now you got guys throwing 105. And
I think it's the chicken that we eat. It's the hormones that's in the chicken.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's
man.
that, but,
Unbelievable.
People, and the thing is that impresses me is people are still hitting the ball.
Yeah, that's
60 feet away at 105 miles an hour, and they're still hitting it. It's just, these guys are good.
Good gracious. All right, well, we're going to talk more baseball later on for sure because, again, we're going to talk about those stadiums that you played in. But changing subjects real quick, I guess you saw the tragedy that happened over in Texas, man, that flood that just killed so many people. And I just wanted to give a shout-out to our governor, Governor Kay Ivey, who asked every state agency and state building to do half-staff on the flags. I thought that was real classy of her.
And she sent some rescue workers out to help. I mean, that's just that was sad. I mean, it's sad anyway. And then you know the amount of kids that lost their lives. I mean, it's just watching some of the video. Did you ever see any videos on how fast
that water was coming? That was just amazing. People don't understand how powerful water is.
Oh, it's unbelievable. But that was a tragedy, and it was a sad time.
Man. And speaking of tragedies that we had, I know a couple months ago where you work at the rec center, that tornado come through. And while we had folks inside that place, what's the update? You want to give the people an update? Is it almost finished? Or
getting back to that, there was probably close to 200 people there, and the miracle is no one was hurt, so that was good. We have a company now. There was a lot of damage to the basketball gym roof, which in turn damaged the wooden floor.
Yeah.
So we have a company now supposed to be finished hopefully within a week or two on the roof. Then we can start getting the company back in to, start in on the wooden floor. And, it's just going to be a long process, but, this heat on a daily basis followed by the rain every day lately is not really helping a whole lot. But they're making progress. And, we kind of limped through baseball, softball because we lost one whole side of our complex.
Yeah.
And right now what we're trying to do is just we have soccer and flag coming up soon. And we're trying to get everything fixed as well as we can so we won't miss any of our rec league sports. But it's just this year has been it's been a different one, that's for sure.
Wow. And I know Dan and your crew, y'all do such a good job out there, and how y'all put all that stuff on is amazing. But I will say this, if you keep up with current events and you keep up with your local governments, I did see our local government, which is the city council, I saw where they passed a bond that was passed Tuesday night, which is great, and I guess that is going to go toward the recreational and stuff. And
I haven't seen final numbers. I haven't seen final kind of plans where everything, if it's already kind of earmarked for this program or not.
Yeah.
But I do know that recreation is supposed to get some much needed upgrades.
Yeah.
That sportsplex, the one side's 30
Yeah.
years old. And just baseball and softball are so important in the city of Troy, and now we're going to get some upgrades so we can compete with some, surrounding cities and start getting some more tournaments in, and hopefully get a World Series or something.
That's cool.
That'd be
Are y'all going to get some alligators and put them in the Pike County Lake to have an alligator hunt?
No, you know what?
Was that rumor? Somebody said they're going to put alligators in the pond.
Who told you that?
I just heard it
You
on the
made
street.
that up one
I
night.
didn't.
No, we are not putting alligators into the Pike County Lake.
Buy the alligator tag to hunt the alligator. That'd be pretty cool, man. Those alligators swimming out there.
This is your idea. You just made that up, right?
No, somebody told me on the street. Well, hey, listen, we got to take our first commercial break, and we're going to take it, and we'll come right back with Mr. Brian Meadows. Be right back. Oh, man. Wally, what are you doing at the UPS store? My printer is jammed, man. I got to do 2,000 copies for the Penske file. Well, why even worry with that little bitty printer and print one at a time, man? You're going to run out of ink. Look, UPS store does mass printing. They can print 2,000 or 3,000 copies. Cheap, fast, and efficient. Isn't that right? Yes, sir. I mean, why even mess with it? Come to the UPS store on Brunner Street. UPS store, all your printing needs.
These teenage years can be tricky to navigate, especially when it comes to teaching my son about managing money. I'm thankful for helpful tools like Sidekick from Max. With Sidekick, requesting and rewarding money is easy. He can earn it by completing chores, making honor roll, or simply making a request from his own app. I love that I can easily monitor his purchases and set limits to help him learn to make smart choices with his spending, even on video games. Sidekick. Find it in your Max app.
Sweet Grace, unbelievable.
Mr. Neal, is this the guy that does the sports show with you?
Oh, no, yes, it is.
He was in last week and bought all my Sweet Grace, and now he's back again.
Wow, he's got enough Sweet Grace at home. Put that stuff back. Man, some good stuff, man. Please come to Glow on the square, shop local. Come and get you some Sweet Grace before Wally gets it all. Look at all these waves. This is a beautiful day today.
Hi, guys. Hey, how are you? Hey, where did y'all get those shirts?
Oh, they sure are.
Yes,
Oh, they want to wear the shirt. Oh, shoot. Pete Van Horn. Yes, these are Deep South Apparel shirts from Pete Van Horn in Montgomery. All of your t-shirts and apparel, they can print anything. Call Pete Van Horn, Deep South Apparel, Montgomery, Alabama. Hey, Wally, what's going on, man? You selling your house? Selling my house, Neal. Man, you got to hire professional realtors when you sell it. Wally, you don't even have sales spelled right. Oh, yeah, correct that. You need to call David Adams Realty for all your selling, your buying, even your rental efforts. 566-3000. Give them a call at David Adams Realty. Oh, Lord. Not that sale. Oh, call David Adams Realty, folks. He laughed at the commercial.
Yeah, those commercials crack me up, man. I'm sorry.
That's why Neal and I, that's why we got so many commercial sponsors. People just want to.
The funny things is watching y'all film these things and watching them try not to laugh. The best one was the mechanic, the smoke bomb in the car, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was,
the
a good time.
Yeah, the first one we ever did was Mike Crease Agency, the drone in the tree. Remember we used your tree over there? Got a drone. Well, hey, moving right along, we got football coming up on August the 23rd. Let me tell you the three games that's going to happen, Brian. We got Fresno State versus Kansas, Sam Houston versus Western Kentucky, and Stanford at Hawaii. But the biggest thing is, check this out, August 15th, GW Long will come to the Pike Liberal Arts campus and take on the Patriots. So actually, that's almost about 4 weeks away. Man, is that not crazy?
I tell you what, though, I'm not complaining. I love high school football. I love football season. It's just really and truly because before I know it's going to start out warm, but by the time football season's over with, the cold weather's here, and but I look forward to football time. I love high school football.
Well, Neal and I mentioned this last week, but we wanted to make another announcement so people know. We will be doing the Friday night blitz this year. For the past 10 years, Neal and I have carried a tradition set forth by Mike Amos, and we always did the Charles Henderson replay every morning, 9 a.m. But because of the changing times and tape delay is just pretty much obsolete and a dinosaur, everything's live these days. Neal and I are going to be covering a lot of games. Now, we'll do some Charles Henderson games. That's going to be on the actual.
Do you have a list of those games?
We're not. Neal,
do you know?
we're going to get with Steve Camps, who's executive producer, C Spire network here, and we're going to get those games. And the good thing, we'll look and try to get the best ones that's paired up. So we're going to have that into work. So we're really excited about that. Real excited. And hey, I know again, you and I got on a tantrum on all types of crazy stuff. I know we got to take another commercial break, but before we do, I'm gonna read you our sponsors real quick. These are the funny commercial sponsors: the Old Barn, the Market, Hooks Barbecue, Mays Distribution, Glow Boutique, Piggly Wiggly, Paradise Homes, Turner Mowing, Deep South Apparel, Mama G's, the Up Store, Road Mart, Jones Medical Supply, Alabama Real Estate Connection, Severa, Ralph Baker, Hastings and Reeves, Town and Country Home Center, David Adams Realty, PLS Surveying, Southern Animal Hospital Pet Resort, Crows of Brundage, The Corner Restaurant, ate there the other night, it was good. Max Credit Union, Stone Cold Heating and Cooling with Matt Johnson, Sorrell Business, College of Business, the Crease Agency, All-Star Collision Capital Tractor, Double H Ornamental, and Moji Karate. And will say this before we go on a commercial break. They normally send us a video, but again, Neal's in Miami. We don't have it, but we'll just double that up next week. But we're going to take our next commercial break.
Wally, what in the world have you brought me to the Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville for?
I entered a contest online, and I'm going on outer space mission on that new Saturn V rocket.
You gotta be joking. Did you tell them on the application that you used your CPAP provided by Jones Medical Supply?
Neal, there's all types of oxygen in that bad boy.
I'm not talking about the oxygen, I'm talking about CPAPs.
Oh,
You're
no.
gonna have to have a CPAP. You didn't tell them, did you?
No, I didn't.
Unbelievable. And speaking of CPAPs, you need all your CPAP supplies. You can go to Jones Medical Supply. He's now in business in Greenville, Dothan, and Troy. All your CPAP supplies and even oxygen. When you going up in this rocket?
Next week they told me on that.
Unbelievable. We got to get with Jones Medical Supply quick.
Look at this, what we got, Sully.
What are you doing, Wally?
Man, game warden gave me a ticket, Neal.
Game warden gave you a ticket. Are you hunting on the right property?
Well, I thought this was my property right here, man.
Do you know where the lines are?
Not really.
Man, you need to contact the PLS group. They do all the land surveying you need. If you're building a house, building property, marking property, you're hunting land so you know where to go. PLS group, 403-4234. Give them a call.
Do I get a get out of jail free card?
No, you don't get a get out of jail free card. We're out here at this lovely pond with the Alabama Real Estate Connection crew. They can hook you up all types of land, recreational sports, ponds, and everything. We're fishing to catch us a big old brim.
I got one, Wally.
Deal, what if you want something other than just a fishing pond?
Well, if you're looking for hunting land, the Alabama Real Estate Connection will help you with all your hunting land needs too. Here are the agents right here. They'll hook you up with your hunting land.
Call us.
Make sure you contact the Alabama Real Estate Connection for all your real estate needs. Look at these fine agents right here. All your real estate needs. They can find anything for you, maybe even a Bigfoot. Bigfoot?
Oh, man, what a nice day with the windows down.
Yeah, cruising right along, man. Just running around Troy.
Hey, man, what's that smell?
What do you mean? That's Hooks Barbecue, man.
Oh, that's
Hooks.
Hooks? Oh, I'm going to Hooks, brother.
Oh, my God. Hold on. Good Lord. Wally, what in the world? Good Lord, help us all. He about killed us. Good gracious. Hey, Wally, what you got us out here in this field for?
Neal, I finally bought a brand new boat.
A boat, man. Show it to me. Look at that. What?
Got it on Facebook.
Facebook?
Yes, sir.
The USS Alabama?
Yes, I got to get some insurance.
Man, you're going to need to call the Grease. They sell insurance on everything. How you going to
you just dang T-bone me right here. What the heck? Playing with fidget spinner?
Well, did you have a wreck?
Mr. Wally.
Man, this girl right here playing with this fidget spinner, texting on the phone to T-bone me right here in the parking lot. About to go pay my speeding ticket.
Right here at the police station?
Yeah.
Well, luckily at the police station, we can just call All-Star Collision 808-8822. Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm sorry. Can I have the fidget spinner back?
Yeah, you can have
Please,
it.
Mr. Wally.
All
Thank
she's
you.
worried about is a fidget spinner. Call All-Star Collision for all your accidents. 808-8822.
You got any donuts? Who's that?
I saw it on there. I never listened to them. You got to think I didn't do the college thing, so it's a little widespread.
Widespread Panic?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, he's a big Widespread Panic fan.
Who's that?
Coach Forrest Lee.
Seriously?
He just texted me and said, play some Widespread Panic.
You know what? That guy never ceases to amaze.
I love Forrest Lee. Good guy. No, I'm joking. I doubt Coach Lee's a Widespread fan.
Oh, I don't know.
But I had to give him a shout out. He helped me out with something a while ago. But hey, we're gonna we got one Facebook funny, so go ahead and throw that one up there. Can you read that, Brian?
The quality of what?
Suits and Lexington, the movie generally.
Strange.
Yeah, I hope the viewing audience can see it. I can't. The words too small. But anyway, that's our Facebook funny for today for sure. All right,
Little Superman.
the Superman. Oh, we had to throw that in. I appreciate that one, Dan. Okay, Brian, let's talk about the baseball. Not your baseball, but the rec ball. We got a lot of rec teams that are
You got baseball and softball that won state or qualified to go to a World Series. So.
exactly. Well, to recap, let's start with softball. The 18U, the Bells.
Or 15, yeah.
The Troy squad won the state title. They're headed to Louisiana, so I guess that's where Dan and Dave will be heading pretty soon.
They actually, to kind of lump it all into one thing, I know Dan gave us a sheet the other day on all the different World Series, when they're running, what cities they're going to, and within the next, I'd say 2 weeks, I think they both, Dan and David Dickey, leave on Wednesday, and they go to Arkansas, they go to Louisiana, South Carolina, and North Carolina. So, and that's going to be in a 2-week span. That's where they're going to be. So it's going to be a busy time for those two.
Good gracious. And then it says the Troy CSU Sweeties, they won a state title. They're headed to Louisiana. And
Louisiana does a lot. I want to say that's where they hosted the first World Series, and I think that's what Dan was telling me. And but yeah, they do. They host a lot of World Series. So our girls and guys, we've had some. They're just following that tradition that was set forth for many years. Troy's been a strong baseball, softball city, and these kids are not slowing down. I mean, if you went out and watched it, I know I was in Montgomery back in the state tournament at Lagoon Park, and I had the 8U, 10U, and 12U teams, and it's amazing, man. There's some good little baseball players, and I just did not watch a lot of the softball, but I do know that there are some really, really good softball players coming up. So,
Yeah.
for Charles Henderson, for Pike Lib, that's a good sign. They have a lot of kids on the way.
exactly. Hey, and the 12U, I know we mentioned this last week that they were the runner-up, but we did not know if they were going to go ahead and go to the World Series. But Adam,
yeah, they were invited to.
So they're going,
it's
so
a
that's good.
Majors World Series, and to be honest with you, I couldn't tell you where it is just because you lose track of all these. But they are going to that. So, I mean, what does that put us at? 6 teams in the World Series?
oh, that's amazing. Well, I give Troy a bell ring right there.
Hey, I tell you what, man, these kids have really put in the work, and
Yeah.
they're a lot of fun to watch.
Wow, that's incredible. And I know Dan and David, actually the whole rec department, they are our heroes. Y'all do such a great job. But I just can't imagine all the work that goes in those state tournaments. Can you imagine all the work that goes in a World Series?
You know what? I have not had the opportunity the last World Series that we hosted, I was not working at the rec department yet. Now I went out. I threw out a first pitch at one of the games. I think you were a host family.
Yeah,
from
I love the
Louisiana.
host. Yeah, and they won it.
But you know, I can speak on the state tournament because we host them every year, and it's, you know, the tournament day hits and it might last a week or whatever, but it's weeks, if not a couple of months prior to that. We start with our meetings. We start, you know, ordering things to get ready. We start on, you know, what do we need to make the grass look good. It could be anything like that, but no, a state tournament preparation, and Dan Smith is like a master when it comes to these state tournaments and things, and he's got a little Excel spreadsheet that he goes down the list at least once a week, and okay, where are we at, who's in charge of this, you know, when does it need to be done, so he knows what he's doing, and we just follow his lead and go.
Man, y'all kicked me out of the press box a couple years ago. I saw Crow's Chicken being catered up in there, and I stole somebody's pass and walked up there and said,
odds are you probably snuck in anyway. We had to put our Wally watch on.
"Oh my goodness!"
You know, I saw you make your youngest son. You pulled over on the side of the road, made him jump a fence to save $3.
Oh my goodness! Y'all crack me up. Well, hey, listen, we got another commercial break, but when we come back, we got the grand finale here. I know my mom and dad are watching, and we're going to talk about some old, torn down baseball, legendary MLB baseball stadiums that Brian Meadows pitched in, and we're going to hear some cool stories about that. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Wally, what are you doing with that hoe? Neal, with inflation and the price of groceries, I decided to build my own garden, brother. Wait a minute. Number one, this ain't even your property. This is Mr. James Sparrow's property. You live across the street. And second, the HOA rules you can't have a garden. Prices are not that bad at the Piggly Wiggly. Come on, let me show you. Come on with me. Now look, greens, peaches, collards, look over here. Apples, fruit, veggies, all here at Piggly Wiggly in Troy. And also the best meat selection in Troy, right here at Piggly Wiggly. 2 locations in Troy, Alabama. And also the most important thing, you're shopping local. Come see them at the Piggly Wigglies in Troy, Alabama. Dadgummit, man. What's going on, Wally? What's wrong with that thing? Oh, Neal, Dad, my gum, man. I can't cut grass. I can't have nothing anymore. Is it broke? I mean, I don't know. What I chopped it all up over there. Yeah, pretty brutal. What I should have done was called Blake Turner with Turner Mowing at 334-465-0600, and I wouldn't be in this predicament right here. Best rates in town. Call Blake Turner. He'll give you a low quote. He'll give you the best job. Man, what's that noise? What are you doing with that air conditioner heating unit? Neal, my air conditioner went out last night, and I'll tell you what, I watch YouTube, and I know how to do all this stuff now. Wally, this could be really dangerous, man. You need to call Matt Johnson with Stone Cold Heating and Cooling. 268-0917. Licensed, insured, and bonded. You need to call Matt Johnson, Wally. Hey, Neal, what does this red thing do? Don't pull on the red wire. That could be dangerous, man. What'd you do? Don't pull on that red wire. Good gravy. Now you've done it. Call Matt Johnson with Stone Cold Heating and Cooling. Man, I'm up here at Southern Grill and Patio. Look at all these big green eggs, all these accessories, man. It's all you want with the big green eggs. Wally, Neal, look at the size of this big old green egg here, man. Look at this thing. That's a big old green egg. You can't get a green egg that big unless you're a platinum green egg dealer like they are at Southern Grill and Patio. Check out this new store up here on Grundy Street, right next to Troy Cable, along with Town and Country. Come visit the new store, the new layout. Look at all these big green egg accessories over here. Come see them at the new location on Grundy Street. Get you a big green egg, because I'm going to get me one.
All right, welcome back. No music on this go around, but Brian, let's go ahead and get started. There are a couple stadiums that us growing up and you as a kid got to watch. The Met Stadium, Montreal.
Yeah, that team's not even
there anymore.
Yeah.
But you played in there, didn't you?
Yeah.
So, and then the
Montreal Stadium was actually, what was it, the 1976
Olympics were there.
Yes, and that was the stadium, and they and that one was you take a subway, you come out at the stadium, and if the roof is closed, then you never even go back outside until you get back to the hotel after the game. So it was different, but yeah, Montreal, man, that was.
So let me ask you, did you play any of the cookie cutter stadiums? Had they already been torn down?
Well, you got to think you had like Cincinnati.
Okay, was it open when you played there? Okay.
I played in Cincinnati. I played in Pittsburgh. Was old cookie cutter style stadium. Trying to think, but those were. I'll never forget Cincinnati. You had to go underground through the tunnel, and then you came up at the field, the dugout, and I'll never forget how hot it was there. I mean, that was a place that, on a real hot day, you're on a third base, visiting team was on third base side, you couldn't see your right fielder from the heat waves.
Oh, wow.
And, but I'll tell you how old that stadium was, and it always cracked me up. Every single locker that was in there had its own ashtray built into the locker. So you're sitting there trying to get dressed, and you have an ashtray that's built into the locker. It was the greatest thing ever.
The ashtray.
Yeah, everyone had their own ashtray.
Wow. Well, I guess the Mac Daddy of them all was what they said where the house roof built, playing in that old Yankee Stadium. What was it like playing at that particular stadium, knowing that Babe Ruth and Yogi Berra and all them?
When you play, Yankee Stadium had kind of an aura about it. And then you had, and I was trying to think of his name, the announcer, the stadium in-house announcer that kind of introduced all the players, and I cannot think of his name. He was there back when Mickey Mantle was there, and Roger Maris and all. To go out on that stadium, and then you have the Monument Park. You go by all the plaques. Like you said, Ted Williams and the Babe Ruths and all these people that have played in that stadium. And it is, you go early to a few stadiums, and that was definitely one, because you felt, I think when you walk out on that field, that's when you can truly feel like you have made it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, nothing against all the other teams, but the Yankees, the New York Yankee dynasty is just, when you see those pinstripes and you take the field against them, then okay, I've made it now.
You made it.
Well, it's the same as, and obviously this stadium is still there, but Fenway, to know that the people that have played, and Babe Ruth actually pitching on that mound, and it's just you go in those old stadiums. Wrigley's another one. I know they're still there, but
well, is Fenway Park, or are they hard up for money? They can't afford an electronic scoreboard down there.
Look, they are old school. That's the way they like it, and
they can't buy a scoreboard.
I think if they tore down Fenway and Wrigley Field, they'd have to leave. I don't know what people would do, because they are true ballparks. And then, it's just, I think, to me, I'm old school. That's the way baseball should be. It's an outside stadium, grass, dirt, rainouts are part of the game. And, man, those stadiums are just, they're perfect the way they are.
Okay, what about my favorite team, the Cubs? How was it playing at Wrigley Field?
Wrigley Field is
all that ivy.
When you go beginning, I was going to say there's two Wrigley Fields.
What?
When you go first at the beginning of the season,
okay,
the ivy is still dormant, hasn't grown yet, so it's just the brown vines on the wall, and it looks ugly. Then you go back later in the summer, and the ivy's going, and I tell you what, and you would not believe me if I told you, but that field, man, you can, if you walk from the infield to the outfield, it's got a huge drop-off.
What?
That the stadium is just so old, man, but it's Wrigley Field, and you overlook it doesn't have all the nice bells and whistles of these new stadiums that you got today, but man, I tell you what, that place is a lot of fun to visit.
And they could be 0-50 and they still sell out.
Well, they're the lovable losers, man. Everybody loves the Cubs, and I've had old teammates, real good friends of mine that played it with the Cubs, and they'll tell you, said everywhere we go, we're the home team. I've never seen anything like it. Everybody loves the Cubbies.
Man.
But it is strange playing a night game in Wrigley. Day games, you're used to them, but night games are...
Had they already put the lights up by the time you got there?
Yeah, I played some night games, hated every one of them. I mean, that's a day game stadium, and I hate that they changed it, but yeah.
What old stadium had the worst hecklers? Because I know y'all probably got heckled in the bullpen.
Well, I tell you, there's a few of them. Any New York team is tough. I mean, they let you know. The thing about them, and well, I'll say all three of these: New York, Philly, and Boston are incredibly hard on visiting players. And the sad thing is they do their homework, so they're heckling you with actual truth. They know every single thing about you, and they'll come at you now. Fenway was really hard, then they won a World Series in, what was it, 2000, somewhere in there, and then they kind of lightened up, then they won another World Series, and then they would actually kind of have fun with you, but Philly, a lot of people think New York is the worst. Philly's right there with them now. They let you know very, very quick that you're visiting.
I guess Atlanta would be hostile too, wouldn't they?
Well, it's not as bad, Any visiting team, I will say, any city lets you know that you're visiting, other than probably, and they get voted, if you ask a lot of players, the best fans in baseball is St. Louis. I've seen guys start heckling the visiting bullpen, and you have St. Louis fans standing up and stopping them and telling them, we don't do that here. That's not how we play the game. So,
hey,
it's
okay.
These guys let you know quick.
I remember watching you pitch one time on ESPN, and it was dead summer. It was July, and you were in San Francisco, and you were wearing a long sleeve.
In mid-July. If you've never been to San Francisco, that water, I mean, and I played there in old Candlestick Stadium, and that wind would come in, and it would just circle the stadium like a hurricane, and then it would blow from center field straight in, and you had to just hide your arm from the wind. But no, anyone that has never been to San Fran, it is freezing cold, and then but the weird thing is you can cross the Bay Bridge and go into Oakland, and it's hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
So that's a challenging place.
Unbelievable. Well, hey, we got one more commercial break before we finish up the show tonight, so we're going to watch these commercials and then come right back.
Man, this is a sharp side-by-side out here at Capital Tractor. All you side-by-side got zero-turn mowers. Hey, you know that thing will do a 360? Oh, I heard that. 360 turns, zero-turn mowers. Capital Tractor. If you're in the market for a little bitty tractor or a stand-up little bitty tractor, they got those too. Anything you need, Capital Tractor, halfway between Brundage and Troy. And if you're in the market for a big boy tractor, they got those too. Neal, girls like a sexy tractor.
Thinks my tractor's sexy. It really turns her on.
What are you doing in the surgery room at Southern Animal Hospital? Pet Resort. I'm about to circumcise this dog. Man, don't circumcise that dog. Let Dr. Steve Barron help you with the spade and neuter process. Give him a call. Southern Animal Pet Hospital Resort. 770-1838. You got to be a medical professional and board certified to perform these kind of dog procedures on surgery. Give them a call. Southern Animal Pet Hospital Resort. Hey, what are you doing, man? What in the world? What's happening? Unbelievable. Back up. Back up. Put it in reverse. Put it in reverse. I need a mechanic. Unbelievable. What have you done in there to cause all that smoke? I watched a YouTube video. Unbelievable. You got to take the thing to Road Mart where they know how to fix vehicles, a mechanic. Take the vehicle to Road Mart on 231 North. Don't be like Terry. I'm at Wally. 566-3413. Road Mart, 231 North in Troy.
on? I'm just here waiting for them to open up to eat one of these award-winning steaks and cheese biscuits and stuff.
Well, the law's on the way. What? Well, it was some suspicious activity. They don't open till 4 o'clock on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and they open for lunch after church on Sunday. One of the best meals you can get after church, too, I promise you. We got to get out of here. The law's on the way.
Let's
But
go.
you come to the old barn for those fresh cheese biscuits.
Gum, I'm about to starve. Neal told me to meet him at the corner. He must be bringing potted meat and cheese. Menu on this thing, man. I'm going with the pimento cheeseburger, brother.
You are? I'm going with the bougie burger. Or how about the 3-notch wing basket?
Well, hey, I've changed my mind. I'm going with the Trojan burger, brother.
How about the loaded house fries for an appetizer? Woo! Man, I don't know what I'm gonna get. And I heard that the buns on all the burgers are special. You gotta give them a try. Meet us at the corner for lunch.
Before we close out the show, Brian, a lot of people that asked me, they knew that you were coming, to walk them through the day that you were scheduled to pitch. What goes on a regular day? If you're going to pitch at 7 tonight, you're going to be at Yankee Stadium, Brian, you're the starting pitcher. What goes on from the time you wake up till you get there?
You know, it's, be honest with you, at some point it gets to, I wouldn't say that you never think about it, but you try to keep yourself busy mentally so you don't start thinking about every single thing that you got to go. I mean, you're gonna do like a lot of these guys, like a lot of anything, man. And you're gonna wake up, probably gonna sleep in a little bit. You're gonna go grab some lunch, kind of kill time the best you can. Say if it's a 7:05 game, you probably won't get to the field till I'd say 3 o'clock or so in the afternoon. Once you get to the field, then it's you might have your pregame kind of, you know, baseball players have a lot of superstitions, so you might want your same kind of snack before. You might, some people might want to take a nap at the stadium. Me personally, I would go in, I would just kind of talk to everyone, get a snack about a certain time. I knew, okay, if it's a 7 o'clock game, by 6:30 I need, or 6:30 I need to be on the field stretching. So, you know, you would take kind of a pregame shower. You would just start going through, getting mentally right, and reading over some of your game plans that you have set for the night with the catcher and the pitching coach, and you know, go down the lineup, and you know, you just, it's really not so much physically ready, but you got to get your mind ready. So basically, when the game starts, you've already pitched this game mentally
in your mind.
Yeah, you've already gone through and say, well, you know, this is how I faced the leadoff guy, and you know, you might mentally say, okay, I get him out with this. Okay, let me move on, or he might get a hit. How do I start the next guy? There's a lot of things that go into it. It's different for every pitcher, but me personally, I like to sit down with the lineup. I like to go over just to kind of double check my mental notes with the notes that they kind of give you, and you know, you'll look at that day's lineup. Maybe something's changed. You know, they got somebody, they changed the batting order. They added another lefty, so we gotta, you know, kind of go around and get some notes on him. And but that's it. I mean, you're going to do your homework just like any of these guys probably really do.
So, and then after the game's completed and you win the game and stuff, I guess you go and ice up, and they make you run and all that, like
no,
you said?
not that night. Now the next day, yes, but that night it's just you know, get some ice, start resting, and you know, rehydrate, and you know, it takes a lot out of you, because when I played, you know, you threw 110 pitches, 115 pitches a game, you know, and
Good gracious.
so it's a tough job.
Wow. Well, I know that's very, very exciting to hear about that, because it's not every day you meet a Major League Baseball player that can walk you through, and especially in your sense where you got to play in all those old stadiums and stuff. So,
And you got to keep in mind too that I also had to know, I also hit, so I also had to know what was coming on. you know, if I was unlucky enough to be matched up against Randy Johnson or Greg Maddox or something, I had to constantly keep that one in mind too.
Greg Maddox, he wasn't all that good of a pitcher, though, was he?
Yeah, okay. He threw stuff that I've never seen a ball do that. I even asked the catcher, what was that?
What was that? There you go. Well, I know, again, it's been a pleasure for you coming and stuff, and I know we're about out of time now, but anyway, thank you again for coming. I know Neal's having a good time down in Miami, so next week we'll be back with a regular show. But hey, again, as always, I appreciate you coming and watching and doing it.
This.
Well, folks, y'all have a great week. Be cool.